Well, greetings, vinyl community. Today is October the 10th, 2019. At least it is as I record this. I'm getting a bit of a late start in the day, so that may not be the case when you see it, but I promise you it is as I speak. What's special about that date? Well, it's the 102nd anniversary of the birth of one of the greatest of all jazzmen, Thelonious Monk. But that's not why I'm making this video. I'm talking about an album that was released 50 years ago today. And no, it's not this one. And it's not even this one, although it's connected to this one. It is an album that is actually titled October 10th, 1969. This is one of the Loss Leader albums released by Warner Reprise Records in the late 60s and early 70s. And if you've looked at the inner sleeves from a lot of Warner Reprise releases from that period, you may see ads like this for these various artist compilations that promoted their releases of the time. With a little coupon you could send, and full track listings of the various offerings they had. This one I don't think ever actually appeared in the inner sleeves, but it was advertised in magazines. And it does start off with a very well-known track released on that day. These were supposedly all albums that were released on this date. Spirit in the Sky by Norman Greenbaum. Very well remembered track that partially kicked off the Jesus rock movement of the 70s. That is followed by Reflections by Levitt and McClure, a really nice sort of psychedelic bluegrass finger-picking guitar instrumental, a little bit in the vein of maybe Jefferson Airplane's Embryonic Journey. Then we have I Wish I Knew How It Would Feel to Be Free, a folk rock piece by Denny Brooks. A song by Ruth Ann Friedman called People. Ruth Ann Friedman wrote the song Windy for the Association. She also made only this one album for Warner Brothers, or for Reprise I should say, called Constant Companion, and shortly after that she left the music business until being rediscovered in the past decade or so, and she did make another album since then. Her music is introspective, female singer-songwriter material, maybe a little like Melanie, a little like Judy Sill perhaps. Side 1 ends with a marvelous track by the Kinks, Shangri-La, from the album Arthur, or The Decline and Fall of the British Empire. A marvelous gut punch of a song with such moving lyrics rooted in the British class system and Ray Davies's uncanny feel for his fellow citizens who are subject to that class system. Side 2 opens with the track from Frank Zappa's Hot Rats, the album that I displayed earlier. Peaches on Regalia, the album, or the song that opens Hot Rats. And I don't have to say a lot about that. It's one of Frank Zappa's best-loved songs, or tunes, an instrumental it is, from one of his best-loved albums, and one that even people who don't generally care for Frank Zappa are likely to enjoy. Next track is a little blustering bluesy boogie from the original Fleetwood Mac, Rattlesnake Shake, this being the Peter Green era of the band. And then some country rock from Eric Anderson, Lie With Me, a fine piece. A little rock and roll, a bit Grateful Dead-ish, has some Jerry Garcia type guitar by the Fifth Avenue Band. The song is called Fast Freight. And finally, the Mike Post Coalition, Bubblegum Breakthrough. Mike Post is best known for his TV show themes, specializing in cop shows, police shows, and that's exactly what this track sounds like. It sounds like it could be the theme for any 1970s, late 60s police show. Back features very snarky and amusing liner notes by the rock critic John Mendelsohn, as well as some messages from the Warner Reprise publicity director Pete Johnson, who is described in the liner notes, I assume Mendelsohn wrote this, as a washed-up rock critic and oregano freak. This is the inner sleeve that came with this album, not one that advertises the other Lost Leaders. And finally, here is that green, that lovely olive green Warner Brothers label from the late 60s. And that's it. Just a little quickie for you. Thanks very much for watching. Be well. Talk with you again soon. Cheers.